On the broad common agendas and what we do internationally together, obviously today is full of news about one of the most important things we've done together with NATO in Afghanistan. And a tough decision for Canadians to make, but the U.S. is pleased to have as many allies as we can in what we think is a very important effort, which is important for the defense of our own citizens, but also important for the stability of that region and to give hope to a country that really has never had a chance at democratic development. And Canada is very good at some of the things that it's done there. It's been spectacular in the combat role. We understand that that's going away, decision by a sovereign country and its parliament. But Canada is also good at other things, including development, including training, and we're very pleased with the announcement of the Canadian government that it's going to fulfill a very large part of the training needs for the Afghan military and police going forward. So we've been a great partner in that sense. Two issues are really important to the relationship that almost goes without saying. That's trade and the border. And there's good news in both countries in terms of economic growth, not as good as we'd like it. U.S. exports have grown about 26% this year, but lest people think that that's because we're only emphasizing exports. Our imports have grown a little bit more, 31%. And the good news in the U.S.-Canada equation on this is, unlike most relationships in the world, it's really impossible for the U.S. to do well without it helping Canada, and it's really impossible for Canada to do well without helping the U.S. Now, it may happen in an individual sector, and we do have disputes like softwood lumber, which is coming back, unfortunately, after somebody pulled the stake out of it, I guess, the stake out of his heart, but we're having a problem again on that. But in general, our economies and our supply chains are so integrated that we really benefit each other when we grow, and we need to build on that. And again, this atmosphere of trust that we have is a good moment for that. The President has stressed that the U.S. needs to double its exports in the next 5 years. Again, I just mentioned that growing exports means growing imports. If the U.S. gets more business overseas, it's also going to be good for Canada. And if Canada gets more business with its trade agreement with Europe, it's now just announced it's starting trade negotiations with India. That's also going to be good for the United States. The U.S. is in no way at all worried about Canadians who say you need to diversify your trade and deal with Asia, etc. More power to you. We believe that if you do that, our economy is so integrated, you're going to help us whether you intend to or not. On the border, we do very much care about wait times, and we know that things are not perfect, and we are also working on a lot of things to try and expand the trusted trader programs, trying to get more people to get Nexus cards. Some local governments in New York have been inventive and have had mobile teams go out and give enhanced driver's license at companies so people don't all have to go into the one place. So I encourage all of you who are active in your local governments to also mention to your local governments that they can help by getting more people to sign up for Nexus and in the United States to get enhanced driver's licenses if they don't have passports. And so I think we're also going to make progress on those issues. We have time for us to relax. It's a time for us to take on tough issues, like the border, to work forward on a cooperation for securing North America, to try and work to enhance trade, to try and get more Americans to know how wonderful Canada is, what great business opportunities there are up here. And we're working very hard. I'm going to Cleveland to speak at an export promotion event. We're having a lot of governors coming to Ontario. The mayor of Nashville is bringing 120 people. We're trying as hard as we can to create a buzz about what is true, which is that Canada is open for business. It's a great partner. And in the end, to me, if I get some business people together and it ends up that the Americans buy from Canadians, I'm not after just trying to promote exports. Business contacts are going to be good for both countries if we do more of it. Investment is strong by Canada in the United States. But more American businesses need to know that they have good partners up here. And so we need to get the word out. We have an incredibly strong brand, which is based on history, based on the diversity of our population, well-educated, stable political system that responds to problems, that is able to pivot. And we're going to be back on our feet. You're on your feet already. We're going to be back on our feet. And that's good for the world, because in addition to the economic side, where we have a lot of strengths, we have a lot of strength in terms of values. And the world is a better place because countries like the United States and Canada are out there active around the world.